Okay, so today we're going to discuss about the rebar set. So rebar set is the another way of adding the rebar to our concrete body. So the first one is the rebar group and the single bar and the mesh. The rebar set is you can find that one under the rebar, and then here you will see that there's a crossing, longitudinal, by face, or by guideline. Let's start with the longitudinal bar. So to create this one, you just double click on this so that it will open the properties of the longitudinal bar. So with this longitudinal bar, you can specify the name, let's say main bar, and then you can also select the grade. Let's say we use H, and then size 20. The bending radius, you can also specify, maybe let's say 24, or you can use the standard bending radius according to the grade of the material, or grade of the material. And then we will just simply accept the default values here, and the target spacing is 200. So for the longitudinal rebar set, all you have to do is to place your cursor to the edge of this foundation or footing. So as you can see here, it will show the shape or the cross section of the footing, and then all you have to do is to click on this edge, and then this guideline will be shown. And you will notice that there is a yellow and magenta color, so meaning that is the placement of our longitudinal bar. So this yellow is the start and magenta is the end. And once you press the middle button of your mouse, then the reinforcement will be placed at the bottom. So again, if I continue picking or selecting the edge of the concrete, if I click again, so I can place these guidelines from bottom. I can select now the top part, and then you can see the placement of the guidelines on the top, and then middle button of your mouse, then you can see now we have the longitudinal bar on the bottom and the top. All right, now interrupt, and then I will undo it, and then we will try another way. So again, select the longitudinal, and then place the cursor to the edge of the concrete body. Okay, click, and then here, if you want to place the reinforcement on the four side of this concrete, so all you have to do is to press the shift key and then click on the four sides or the four surface and middle button of your mouse, and look what will happen. So the longitudinal bar will be placed on the four side of this foundation. Okay, so again, it's either you pick one by one like this, or undo. So pick, let's say, a couple of sides. So pick this one and then press the control key and then click the top side, and then both side will have this longitudinal bar. Okay, so now once we have this longitudinal bar, so what I will do here is maybe I'll just isolate this view, okay, so that we can concentrate only on this particular element. All right, so Control 2, you can see the transparency of the concrete, and then with this one now we can now maybe I'll just show only selected. Okay, I think that's redraw. Okay, and then here maybe I'll just turn off the grid line. So here, if you want to modify the rebar set, so it's unlike the rebar group. In the rebar group, you have these properties that you can change the hook and all the covers here, okay? But for the rebar set, it's different. So in modifying the rebar set, it's very important to turn on the direct modification. So the direct modification is here. So just turn on this one, all right? Just simply click and then that will be turned on. And then as you can see here, you can select now the bottom bar, and then you can see that there will be a guideline here. So the rebar set relies on the guideline in if you want to modify. Okay, so you will notice this guideline is the position of the rebar set from edge to edge. By simply moving this handle, select this handle and then move there, okay, move inside, you can see that that is the placement of our longitudinal. So again, this guideline is represents the range of the reinforcement here in the foundation. So if I move it back here, as you can see the guidelines, and also be careful because if this guideline move here, then you can see that the orientation of your reinforcement will be changed. So make it sure that that one is on the straight line. Okay, so now next, if I want to add the hook here on this side, so again, if you look onto properties of the rebar here, you will not find any hook here. But if you go on the top part, something like here, so you can see here the different options to modify the grid to modify the rebar set. So the first thing is we can add the detail. So what is this detail? So if you click on this one, automatically these properties will change. Okay, the properties here will change to the detail of the end. So hook. So if you want to have a 90 degrees here, so all you have to do is to place your cursor on the edge of this rebar set and just simply click. One click, you will see that it will become 90 degrees. Now, if you want to modify this, again, you need to select the, just interrupt. Okay, you need to select the guideline, and then this guideline is the one that you need to modify. So let's say, for example, I want to have 180 degrees, modify. So it becomes 180 degrees. Now, if I want to have a 190, but modify, and then I want a custom. Custom means I can change the length to 500 here, enter, so it will change there. And then the radius, I can change it to 25, right? And then the degree, I can change it to 135 if I like. So this is the properties that you need to change in able for you to modify the end detail of this rebar set. Now, again, as I've mentioned, so if you change this guideline here, let's say 800, so meaning that part only will have the hook. Okay, so you can identify which one you want to have, which rebar set will have the hook or which group. Okay, so that's the good thing with this rebar set and detail. Okay, so again, that is using the guideline, and it's very important for you to turn on the direct modification, enable for you to add this guideline here. So again, there is a guideline here, and then if you want to have a guideline on the other side, then all you have to do is to select again the detail and then click this side, and then you will have the guideline as well here. Okay, the next one is how about if I want to split this rebar? Maybe we'll try to delete this one first. Okay, so let's say I want to split this rebar. So all I have to do is to add another guideline for the splitter. So select again the rebar and then click the splitter. So in the splitter, you will notice that there is a different style of type of lapping. One is cranking and then the other one is lapping. So let's try the lapping first. So accepting all this value. So look, here you can specify where to splice the rebar. So here 320, 3,200 or 3,000. So if I want 3,000, click on this one. So as you notice here, there will be a split reinforcement already. Okay, so all you have to do is to change this one again, lapping, split offset, maybe okay, I'll put this standard or custom lapping. So lap length, let's say I'll put here 1,000 and then modify. So as you can see here, there's a lap length now 1,000, and then here you can specify the lap length to the right or to the left. So to the right, it will change here, or to the middle. So the lap length will be on the middle like this. Okay. So split offset, let's try what is this, 50, modify. Okay, so there will be a change on the split offset here. If I put 0, okay, so here you can also put the offset on the splitting. If I type here 100, okay, so there's a change on orientation. 0, okay, so it will interchange. And then now if you want to staggered lap, modify. So there will be a, okay, I think maybe, I don't know what is this staggered, maybe 500. Okay, so here you can change the staggered lap 500. If you type here no stagger, then it will be on the same line. Okay, so the next one is, how about if my lapping is cranking? So if I type here cranking, custom cranking, so here you can see the cranking length, let's say 500, modify. Okay, that one doesn't work because here I need to put the diameter, let's say 5 times diameter, modify, and there you go. So here you have now this cranking option. Okay, if I change this one to 10, so this area change. So 10 times the diameter, so this one will change. Look, modify, yeah, 10. And then if I change this one to 5, modify, there you go. So that's the positioning of your cranking. And then again, left, right, modify, so it will be on the other side. Okay, so that, again, that one is the splitter. Now if you save that one and then if I delete this splitter, so there will be no split, and then if I add again the splitter here, there will be it's cranked already. All right, so that one is the longitudinal longitudinal rebar set. Now again, let's say if I delete this one, in this case I'm going to add now the add leg or add surface. I think it's almost the same. So here if I say add length, add leg face, if I click this surface, see there will be a leg surface. It will add the leg on that. Actually this add leg surface is the same thing. If I click this surface, then it will add that it will add the shape of the longitudinal bar. So here I have already the all-around longitudinal bar, but of course I can also add a splitter here. So as you can see here, I can split here. So for the crossbar, it's the same thing. All you have to do is to click the crossing, and then here you need to select again the edge the edge of the concrete, click, and then middle button of your mouse, and then you will see that it will be placed there. Okay, again, undo. So again, crossing, I will change the color, and then pick the edge of the concrete, and then middle button of your mouse. As you can see here, that is the placement of my rebar. So maybe if I want to change the size, modify 12, but the thing here is you can see that the link is also inside the rebar. So I want this link to be outside. It's very simple because all you have to do is select the rebar and then open the contextual toolbar. So here there is a contextual toolbar here. So just simply select this move outermost layer. So it will change the position top and bottom. So again, if I select to inner layer, so it will change automatically. Here, you can easily change. And then again here, if you want to have a hook here, all you have to do is to add end detail, and then here maybe 135. Just simply click this side and this side, and you have now the hook. Okay, so this is the rebar set on the foundation. So again, you can select the crossing and longitudinal, and then just simply select the edge of the concrete, and you're going to have the rebar set here. Okay, so now the next is, let's close this one and let's add the rebar set on the tapered section. So same thing here. I will put the longitudinal bar, change this one to 2, and then maybe this one to 16. So just simply select the edge. I will select the edge, the top, and then click the bottom here, middle button of your mouse. Again, select the edge, and then the top part, and then middle button of your mouse. So you have now the longitudinal bar. So you will notice in the crossing, if I change this one to 10 and then change again the color. So look, if I click on the top part, it's straight one. If I click the bottom edge, it will be diagonal. It is perpendicular to this edge. If I click this one, let's see. So this is how it looks like, right? But that's not what I want. I want to have a parallel or perpendicular to the top. So click this one and then middle button of your mouse, and there you go. Okay. So now, if you want to have a U shape, so just simply select 1, 2, 3, and then middle button of your mouse, and then you have now the U shape. Okay. So let's try to modify the end or the hook of this rebar. So select this one again, and then here, as you can see, there is a or maybe before we change that one, what we can do is, okay, here you will notice that the guideline here is aligned there. Let's see if it is okay. I think that should be okay, aligned to the straight one. Okay, but here what I need to do is to change this one to outermost here, like this. So it's in the outermost. So now we're going to add the end detail. So select the end detail, and then again you will notice that you have the hook. All right, and then let's see here, end of set. This time I will put the end of set, and then I will change this one to 90 degrees. Okay, so click. So there you go. So but the end of set, if I type here 200, select this one and then 200, modify. So look, it will go up. Okay, again, if I select again the end detail here, so there you go. So if I change now the end detail, oh, okay, the guidelines, if I change now the guidelines, sorry, I need to find where's the guideline here. So this guideline, I'll just simply change this one to 180 degrees, modify, and then this one is here, 180 degrees, modify. All right, so this one is adding the reinforcement to the tapered section. Okay, next is this ridge section. Again, I will use the crossing, middle button of your mouse. Okay, so that one is the um, uh, full full link, or I mean the close link, and then longitudinal bar. So this one, or here I put the crossing here like this, so that I will select this one and this, so that that one will be my longitudinal bar on the top. So I can also use the crossing as a longitudinal bar, so that one is okay. So I can change this one to 2, modify, and then maybe change this one to 16, modify, this one also 16, and then 2, modify, right? And lastly here, you can now add again the end detail. So there you go. Not that one, I need to change this one to 0, no adjustment, and then this one to be 135 degrees, sorry. Again, select this one. Okay, oh no, this one, this guideline. So here, no adjustment, 135 degrees, modify. There you go. And then this one, end detail as well. So here, the same thing. But the thing here is, if I'm going to, okay, I think I need to pick another one here. Yeah. So I have 2 guidelines here. One on the left and then one on the side. Alright, so you have now the reinforcement for the ridge beam. And next is for the curve beam. So curve beam, if you use the bar group, you need to use the group type as tapered curve. But in this case, it will be much easier, because what you can do is just simply select the cross, and then look, click on this one. Let's say I'm going to have a U shape, and there you go. Here, simple. You can easily create the link and place accordingly. See here? Nicely done. And how about the longitudinal bar? Same thing. What you can do is select the longitudinal bar, change this one to 16, change the color, and then here select the bottom, right? Select the top, right? Or even the 2 sides. There you go. So here you have now the longitudinal bar for the curved concrete. Quite easy to add. All right. And also, if you have this kind of situation, if you notice here in Tekla, this one is made of cast in place, but basically this is 2 parts. Okay, these are 2 parts. So if I click the crossing here, you will notice that it's only showing the slab like this, right? But if you want to make this one as one entity, all you have to do is to change the pour view. So pour view. So look, now the shape it's different now. So if I click here from this part, shift key to this part, middle button of your mouse, then as you can see here, it will give you the this shape of the rebar set. Okay, so there you go. Now if I'm going to add the crossing on the top, so select the top and then, so it's like a longitudinal bar, okay? But if I put the crossing also on this side, okay, and then click this bottom, so you can see here, it will place according to the shape of the concrete. Okay, again, it's very important for us to change the view to the pour view. So you can turn it up again, and then it will go back to the normal one. But you use the pour view, enable for you to add the reinforcement if the shape is from a different object. Okay, and yeah, so that is how you use the rebar group or rebar set in this variety of concrete shape. And another thing here is this by face. If you click this by face, here you can see the different, if you want to use the horizontal or long axis, short axis, or both axis. So long axis, just click the surface, it will be long axis. If you click the short axis, so you have, you can use both if you use the both axis here. So one click of a button on the surface, then it will give you that rebar set on the panel. Okay, let's move on. How about this one? So here for the rebar set, I can use now my crossing. Look at this. You simply select this one and then middle button of your mouse, then you have now the crossing here. Okay, so let's try to change this and detail. Can we add the detail here? Select this. If you notice here, it bends. So I don't need the bend, but I want to have the leg length, let's say 500. Enter. So, but the thing is, it will be uh, it will be extended. So maybe 200. Okay, and then here, same thing. So that will be your leg length. Okay, and then let's try if we can add the splitter here. Okay, it looks like it doesn't split. Okay, maybe that one is the limitation there. So I'll just keep it that way. Now, how about this shape? If you notice here, this shape is oval. So let me just create this, create 3D views of part, and then let's do this one here from this view. Okay, so if I click on the crossing here, okay, so you will notice that it's diagonal, but no worry, just simply click on that one, middle button of your mouse. So that is the placement of my reinforcement. But the thing is, what we can do is we can make this one straight here, and there you go. Maybe I'll put that one on the middle. Alright, so here, that is my rebar. How about the okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the longitudinal bar. Okay, maybe I'll just put here. Okay, longitudinal bar, but this time I'm not going to use the rebar set. So this one is a little bit complicated because of the two shape of this concrete. Okay, so again, let me try to add the bar group using the bar group. And this time, before I use this bar group, what I will do is I'm going to add the construction point wherein this will be the placement. Okay, one and then two. Okay, so that will be the placement of my point later on. Okay, so that's one. So I need another one here, 45 degrees, and one here on the 90 degrees. So what I will do is I'm going to open this other view, Control 2, and then here I'm going to add at any point here, one, and then two here. Okay, sorry. Okay, so endpoint. Okay, there you go. So I have two endpoint. Now, on the top view, on the top view, okay, here. What I will do is maybe I'll just hide this one first. Okay. All right. On the top view, here I have already the point here and point here. So what I will do is I'm going to add the line here, and then this one, select. Oops. Maybe I'll just use the online. Okay, and then right click, copy, rotate, 45, copy. All right, and then as you can see here, I can just simply add now the point here, this one, and here. But this point, okay, undo. But this point, I need to move this one to the top. So here, as you can see, this point, I need to move special 2 meters and then move. All right. So now that you have this, all I have to do is to remove the direct modification, and then now I can easily find the points that I want to use. So look, so if I'm going to add now the rebar here, all I have to do is to select the bar group and then change this one to 20 maybe, and then here tapered curve, this one is no hook, no hook, then at the moment I'll put 25, and then this one is 0, maybe end is negative 500. Okay, extend, and then just leave it as it is for the meantime. Select the part to reinforce, and then here 1, 2, middle button of your mouse, that's the shape. 1, 2, middle button of your mouse, that's the shape. And then here 1, 2, and then middle button of your mouse. And look at this, see here, now you have this shape now of the reinforcement. Now if I want to change the here 150, so this one will be more. And then as you can see here from the top view, okay, from the top view, so here if you want to put here 50, enter, so maybe 100. Okay, so 100, so that's okay now, and then redraw. So as you can see now, that is the placement. And here, if you notice, I can change this one to 50 so that it will be inside the rebar or inside the link. Yeah. Okay, so now if you go to the top view, and then I can now select this one, right click, copy, mirror, I can mirror from this point to this, and then you can see here copy. Then it will go outside because you mirror. All you have to do is to add here negative. Okay, so it will go outside, inside, and then here copy, mirror again. This time here copy, and there you go. So again, this you need to change this one to positive because of the quadrant. This one change it to negative. So you have the four quadrant, and then now you have the reinforcement on this shape of the concrete. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you, and just try that one in your model. Thank you.